before we start dismantling the fuel distributor, make yourself a diagram, mark up where every port is. So that diagram is like this. So you mark up 1 to 6, so you know exactly the bits you're taking out from each port, and then make sure you keep those in, keep those secure. So I've got myself 6 boxes, so this one's number 3. So as I take this apart, everything will be going into those six trays. So when we put it back together, it should be within tolerance. So the first stage is the 6 Torx bolts. Last one out. This now should separate. So if we try to gently press screwdriver between, right, it won't come apart that easily, but what I'll do, we'll take the plunger out, and there's a spring behind that, and we'll take this off as well. It's retaining clip and nut. So now can I sit down flat? The other thing I want to do before we actually split it on, and bolts are out, but it's not going to fall apart that easily, is we need to get below these screws here. So these are where you would calibrate or adjust the amount of fuel which each port delivers. So on a test bed, you should have 6 test tubes which can show you the amount of fuel being distributed, sorry, the amount of fuel that's coming through the unit, and it should all be the same across all 6. So these nuts under here, so if we get an Allen key, this is a 3.5mm Allen key, by the way. It's the most bizarre size I've ever come across. So to open these, and under there you got an adjustment screw, an Allen key. So before we do anything, this is where our little diagram now comes into play. So what you do is, for each one, you're going to write, with my micrometer, I'm going to write here the depth of how deep that screw is. So we know when we put it back together that the depth is going to be the same, because there's a seal in there which I'd like to replace. So let me measure this, and I'll show you where we're at. To measure how deep these bolts are set, so get yourself a digital vernier caliper, push the end out so this little rod comes out. So from here we can measure depth. So let's go with number 2. So if I go on the edge of the bolt, go down like that, and it's come out 5.09 millimeters. So you do that for all of them, and then I've got the results here. So 4.95, 506, 526, 493, 521, 514. So these are all in millimeters. So as you can see, there is variance. So that variance will be in at factory when they actually calibrated this to make sure that the amount of fuel coming out is equal. So now we'll continue with the dismantling. That's the only measurement I need to take at this stage. So I've taken all the other little fitments where the fuel is obviously distributed or connected or whatever it's supposed to do. So I've taken all that. This is the last one remaining. This is a valve in here. So yeah, some kind of relief valve. There'll be a plunger in there, I think, as well. There we go. There we go. There's a plunger. Rubber seal. Obviously, all this will be replaced with rubber seal down here. So yeah, just get everything out bit by bit. This isn't moving, so I think I'll take it downstairs and gently with a mallet just separate this out, because there's the diaphragm which sits in between the two sections. That's going to be pretty, this is going to be welded shut from being constructed, I don't know, 40 plus years ago. With the couple of gentle taps of a mallet, it has moved. Smell of fuel around here is more than was just before. So I'm surprised there's still fuel left in here after all these months. Okay, now it should separate. Oh, there we go. Looks moving. Oh, this one's already fallen out. Okay. Okay. Right, so that one. Okay. So I think this is the central fuel distributor. So we need to mark up where this is sitting, because fuel will go through these channels, and then in this one they go through into those holes there and then out to the ports. These obviously are to regulate. I think there's a seal. No, there's no seal, but we can take this out because I want to clean everything up. So next thing is to take all this old diaphragm off, take all these little pads which sit on top of these springs, and make sure we keep everything in order. So yeah, let me get back my diagram. Maybe like this, wasn't it? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. That's the distributor out. As you can see, seals. There's also a mesh filter in there as well. We've got these two circlips. That's what was holding it in. Put that to one side. Diaphragm. I think it will just peel off. Okay, and then underneath. Okay, I think there's a seal inside there. There's nothing else I can see on this, so this can be washed, and I'll obviously blast air with compressed air, make sure there's no debris left in there. So I think that one's done, stripped down. Now with the other side, which was like this, so that's number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can these come out? Oh, they do. Oh. So they come out like this. So they're sitting in like that. So they're sitting like that way. So again, if I just check which order they were in. So again, that one's number 1. This one's 1. This one's 2. Come on. Okay. I'll do the rest now off camera. 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, you can also see, let me show you in here, inside this jet. So here, there's a screw, which is that screw in here. So depending on how far you push that down, that then varies the amount of pressure, and obviously with the spring and that little pad, how much fuel goes through. So yeah, we can take those 6 out as well, and then we'll put them down based upon what our readings were over here. And the next part is, I think that's it. I think the rest of this won't come out. No, the rest of it won't come out. So yeah, we can get this cleaned up now. So yeah, I don't think this is stripped down any further. I can't see anything else which can be removed. So there's a valve in there that's taken out. That's done. We just got to mark up where that was in terms of fuel. The distributor central hub. Yeah, we just got to clean this up now, and then we're ready for assembly. Assembly time. So the kit we have, so hardware, that's separate. You got the new diaphragm, which will sit around here somewhere like that. There, that's the diaphragm. These two seals, one goes on the inside, the bigger one goes on the outside. This pack of seals break these ones. This one is for the hardware at the top, so things around here. And then this one is for these little, these adjustment valves. So this is what determines how much fuel is going through each port. So this obviously has to be calibrated, but the hardware is getting all these little bits, fiddly bits done. So that's for this one here. And that's it. So it's just going to start. I'll show you this one because I think this is the most difficult one. So we'll do this one, replace all these, and we'll just start put it back together. So I think at this point it's going to be cue the music and time lapse. valves now have been adjusted down to what we have here, close as possible. Just to finish this bit up is then put these little caps on. Once these are on, last thing left to do is the plunger. So there's a spring that sits in there. Make sure there's no debris on there. It has to be absolutely clean. So that goes into here. There you can see. Don't rest it on there either. So that goes there, and then we put this little plate, and then the locking nut. You just knock this plate in, that goes that way, so the plunger doesn't fall out when it's fitting. But apart from that, that is how to recondition, or a quick video, a quick section on how to get a fuel distributor cleaned and reconditioned. It's simple as that.